Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time, I really appreciate you for watching this video. If this is your second time, third time, probably you've seen my video before and you're returning, I really appreciate you. Kindly subscribe to this channel and as well click on the notification bell so that way you get notified each time I publish a new video. So today I'm gonna be walking you through step by step on how to install and configure CloudWatch Agent on AWS. So let's see what CloudWatch Agent on AWS is. Well, first of all, I'm gonna let you know the learning objective today. So at the end of this hands-on training, you should be able to configure login with agents in AWS. Okay, so the flow of execution of this hands-on tutorial will be: the first one is to create an EC2 instance with a user data script that will automate the process of updating our system, installing Nginx, setting it up to start automatically, and replacing the default Nginx welcome page with our custom content. The second step will be to create IAM role with a CloudWatch logs full access permission and attach the role to our EC2 instance. Next step will be to install and configure the CloudWatch logs agent. The first step will be to configure the Nginx logs, and last step will be to validate what we've done. Alright, so please get a cup of coffee or whatever that will make you comfortable and let's dive in. So I'm gonna start by the explanation to introduce these services in case it's sounding strange or new to you. So CloudWatch, as we all know, CloudWatch is a fully managed monitoring and observability service provided by AWS to allow you to collect, monitor and analyze metrics, logs and events from various AWS services such as EC2 instances, Elastic Load Balancer, relational databases and Lambda. You can as well use CloudWatch to set up alarms, your dashboard, and also the metric filters which can help you visualize and analyze your data. Okay, so just to introduce and explain what CloudWatch means before we go to the CloudWatch agent. And what is CloudWatch agent? It is actually a software package that will help you monitor to collect your metrics, logs, and events from different sources, right? Be it in your AWS infrastructure, on containers, on-prem servers. Okay, this will help you monitor your logs and metrics. So the data collected by CloudWatch agents include log files, system level metrics and custom metrics, and once data is collected, it is sent to CloudWatch where you can actually view your log, analyze it and take any action on it. Alright, so what is Cloud Agent Logs? So the logs provide a centralized and scalable solution for log management, which helps you to troubleshoot issues, monitor performance, and as well maintain compliance and security. So I'm going to show you the CloudWatch agent use cases. So the first use case here is collecting system level metrics. You can actually use your CloudWatch agent to collect system level metrics such as CPU utilization, memory usage, disk space usage, network statistics from your EC2 instances or your on-prem servers. The data collected can help you identify performance bottlenecks and as well help you to optimize your infrastructure. The second use case here is collecting custom metrics. So in addition to collecting your system level metrics, you can also use CloudWatch agent to collect custom metrics from your applications and services. The third use case here is collecting logs. The CloudWatch agent can be used to collect logs from your EC2 instances and on-prem servers and send them to CloudWatch logs. So you can use CloudWatch logs to centralize your logs, perform searches and analysis, and create alarms based on those log patterns and metrics. The fourth use case is integrating AWS services. So the agent can be used to integrate your AWS services. You can use CloudWatch Agent to integrate with other AWS services rather, such as Amazon RDS, Amazon S3, AWS Lambda, and you can also use it to collect your metrics and logs from these services and then use them for monitoring and analysis. Let's see the next use case, that is monitoring containers. You can use this to monitor your containers. So if you're using containers in your infrastructure, you can use CloudWatch Agent to collect metrics and logs from your containerized application and services, and it can help you, monitor the health of those containers and troubleshoot any issues they may encounter. So overall, CloudWatch Agent provides a flexible and powerful way to monitor and collect data from different sources in your infrastructure, making it easier to manage and optimize your AWS environment. So someone may ask, if CloudWatch is a fully managed monitoring and observability service provided by AWS, why do we then need a CloudWatch agent? I will answer this question. Why the CloudWatch service in AWS provides monitoring capabilities for various AWS services such as EC2 instance, relational database, and Lambda function. A CloudWatch agent provides more granular details about your instances, such as system level metrics like CPU utilization, memory usage, disk usage, network statistics, as well as custom metrics and logs. So the CloudWatch agent as well supports monitoring resources that are not natively supported by CloudWatch, such as on-prem servers or applications running on EC2 instances that are not part of AWS Elastic Beanstalk, AWS OpsWorks, or AWS ECS. Okay, having explained this, this is the time for hands-on class. So let's get to our AWS Management Console. Okay, so I'm now in my AWS Management Console, and the first step according to our flow of execution is to create EC2 instance. Okay, so this is my EC2 instance service, and in case you can't see it from here, all you need to do is to type it here, EC2. And this is it over here. I'll just click on it. Great, so this is EC2 dashboard. I'll just come down here to the launch instance and click on it and launch instance. Alright, so over here I'm gonna give my instance a name. I'll call it web server. I'll scroll down. We'll be using Amazon Linux for this server, and the instance type will be T2 micro. Alright, so it is free tier eligible. So because it has been selected, I won't touch it. I'll leave it this way. And key pair login we'll be using here is actually have a key pair already which I've created, but in case you don't know how to create a key pair, all you need to do is to create a key pair. So the key pair will actually help us to log into this instance when we want to log into it. If you don't have, or if you don't create a key pair, you will not be able to SSH into this server. So here all you just need to do is to give the key pair name, and if you're using Windows or Mac terminal, you can go with .pem. But if you're using something like PuTTY, you can choose .ppk. Okay, and once you click on create key pair, it will be downloaded to your computer. So I'm gonna cancel this because I have mine already. I'll click on the drop down and I'll click on Windows key. I'll select my key pair. Alright, so under networking setting, I'm just gonna click on edit, and I'll leave all this by default, VPC defaults. The subnet, I don't have any preference. So this security group will be creating a new security group, and I'll just name it web server SG, and I can use that as well for my description. Okay, having done that, the SSH rule is here by default, so we'll leave it that way. So I'll be adding another rule here, add security group rule here. I'll just click on it. So because we'll be having a web server, right, we need to actually access our website after we're done the configuration. So we need to have the HTTP traffic. I will just click on under type, I'll just select HTTP, and this is it here, select it. All right, and the source type will be anywhere, so we can connect to it from anywhere, and that is it. I'll scroll down and see this advanced details. I'll click on it to expand it. I'll scroll down to the bottom, and under this user data, so we actually have a script we'll be using to install Nginx, yes, because we'll be using Nginx for this. All right, so I'm gonna go over to my Visual Studio Code to copy the script, and this is it here. All I need to do is to copy this script the way it is, and getting back to my console, I'll just paste it here. Okay, so I'm going to explain this script, what it does, and also you have an understanding of what we want to install in this web server, in this EC2 instance. Okay, so the first line here is sudo su. Sudo su is used to switch, you use it to switch to your root user. Okay, because we want to have a root user privilege in order to carry out other lines of script we have here. So the second line, yum update -y, this command updates the package dependencies on the EC2 instance to their latest version. And this -y actually means, the -y flag means that the command should assume yes to any prompts. And the third line here will install Nginx version 1.12 from Amazon Linux Extras repositories. This line here will be it will set the Nginx to actually start automatically when EC2 instance boots up. Okay, and this change directory to this this cd to this directory actually is to change the current working directory to Nginx root directory where the HTML files are served from. All right, so coming over to this chmod, this command will set the permissions of the Nginx root directory to allow write access to all users. This is often done so that the Nginx user can write files to the directory. Okay, and this rm index.html file, this command will remove the default index.html files that comes with Nginx. All right, so it is often used to remove the index.html file so that the web server can serve custom HTML files. And this wget plus this URL here, this command will actually download a zip website template from a website. I'm gonna show you how I got mine. So coming over to the browser, I went to free CSS website, and this is it here. So when you come here, you can actually look for a template you like to use, and anyone you prefer. All you need to do is to right click and copy the link. So how I got mine, the one we are using, I actually clicked on templates and I click on search. So scrolling down here, I typed startup, press enter, and this is what we're gonna be using. So I clicked on it and I was able to right click here, right click on, oh, the intention is not to download it though. Let me delete this. So here all you need to do is to right click and copy the link, and that is how I got mine here. Alright, so this line unzip this directory actually is to extract the content of the startup zip file. Okay, the content to extract the content of the templates, that I'm downloading from here. Okay, and coming over to this command, this will actually help to copy the extracted files from the startup website template directory into the nginx root directory. Okay, and then this service nginx starts command actually will help to start the nginx service so that it begins serving the web pages. Okay, so in summary, this script updates the instance package dependencies, install nginx, set it to start automatically on boot, download and extract our website template, and finally start the nginx service so that it can serve web pages using the downloaded website template. And that is all I need to do here. I'll just go ahead and click on launch instance. SG already exists, so this security group already exists. I'm gonna click on edit instance config. Under network settings, I'm gonna give it another name, probably add. Okay, I'm gonna use the same name as my description. Alright, so I'll launch instance again. Great, so this time is successful. I'll just click on view all instances here. Okay, so remember the first time you launch your instance, it will be on pending state. So I'm gonna pause this video and I'll come back once it's running. Alright, so after like a minute or so, I can see my instance is running. Alright, so the next step now is to create a role according to our flow of execution. We'll create a role in IAM. So I will just duplicate this tab. Close this one. IAM from here, type it, and this is IAM. I will click on it. So here, this is role. Under roles, these are the roles I've created, but we want a new role to attach to our EC2 instance. So I'll just go ahead and click on roles. Great. Under trusted entity type, we'll leave it at AWS service. Scroll down the common use case to select EC2, and I'll click next. So this is where we need to give the permission. So the permission I want to attach to this role is called CloudWatch logs full access. Great, and this is the permission here. All I need to do is to check it, to select it. Right, and I will click next. Over here, I will give this role a name. CloudWatch logs full access row. Okay, and that is all I need to do in this page. I'll just go ahead and click on create role, and the role is creating. Great, this role has been created. I will select my instance, and under actions I'll click on security, and I'll click on modify IAM role. So click on this drop down and you'll be able to see the role you've created. This is the one I just created, so I will select it, and that is all. I'll just click on update IAM role. Great, and that is done. So the next step in this hands-on tutorial is to install and configure the CloudWatch Logs agent. How do I do that? I'll have to first of all connect to this EC2 instance via my terminal. So to connect to this EC2 instance, all I need to do is to copy the public IP address. This is my terminal, and all I need to do now is to run SSH command that will enable me connect to my server. But in case you've not actually copied your key pair to this path, if I type pwd, this is the path that my terminal opens to. So that key pair that got downloaded when you created your key pair, in case you actually don't have a key pair already, you need to copy it to this part that your terminal opens to. If you don't know how to do that, although it is actually simple, but if you don't know how to do that, I'll be leaving a link to my video, where I actually explain the process. So you need to have that key pair in this part. But as for me, I've done that already, so I'll just go ahead and run my SSH command, and I'll type the name of my key pair, which is windows key.spam. And then this is the username for Amazon Linux, and then I'll paste the IP address here and I'll press enter. Great, I'll just affirm yes. Awesome. So now I've connected to my EC2 instance. So the first thing I need to do here is to be a root user, sudo su. Great. So the next thing I'll be installing is the CloudWatch Log Agent. Okay, so to install the CloudWatch Log Agent, I will need to run this command, which is yum install -y AWS logs. All right, I'll press enter and it will start installing. Great. So once you see completed, it means that this AWS CloudWatch Log Agent has been installed. Let me clear this. So the next command I'll be running is systemctl start AWS to start this log. All right, systemctl start AWS logs d. Okay, I made a mistake here. I'll press enter. All right, and after starting it, I'll need to enable it. So I'll do systemctl enable AWS logs d.service. I'll press enter and you can see created symlink from this. So this has been enabled and we'll need to confirm this. So I'll need to go to AWS CloudWatch and see if a log stream has been created. In my AWS console, I'll search for CloudWatch. So I'll have to type it, CloudWatch. And this is CloudWatch. I'll click on it. So this is CloudWatch log. This is CloudWatch dashboard rather. So in this place, all I need to do is to come to this logs navigation pane, this section, and under logs, I'll click on logs group. Awesome, and as you can see, this has actually created a log group for us. I'll click on it to see the stream. And I will scroll down, click on it to open. Amazing. So if you look here, you can see the log that has been streamed here. And in CloudWatch, a log stream is actually a sequence of logs events that share the same source. So this log stream represents the flow of log data from our EC2 instance. This will actually allow us to organize and analyze our log data more efficiently. The next step we have is to configure the nginx logs. So here right now I will go over to the terminal so we can configure the nginx logs. So first of all, I want to be a root user, and I'm now a root user because actually um, exited. So I'm now a root user with this command, and the next thing I need to do is to change directory to etc AWS logs. Okay, great. So now I've changed directory to etc/AWS logs. I'll open the file of AWS logs configuration. That is the configuration file for AWS logs, and I'll use test editor. So to get to that, I'll type vi aws logs.conf. Enter. As you can see, this is the CloudWatch Logs Agent configuration file. So to be in insert mode, I'll just press I on my keyboard. All I need to do is to scroll down to the bottom, and once I see the last configuration file here, I will just press enter to give some space, and then we have our custom configuration file we'll be using for this. So I've just copied it and I'm gonna paste it over here. Do not worry, I'm gonna give you access to this configuration file and whatever we've used in this lecture. So I'll paste it here. Great, so this is the configuration we'll be using for this. So but before we move on, I would like to explain what this does. Alright, so actually this section of configuration file specifies the log data that should be collected from nginx access log. I'm talking about this one. Okay, so this date time format parameter is actually to specify the format of the timestamp in the log file. The file parameter here will specify the path to the log file. So this is the path to our log file. The buffer duration parameter here specifies how long the agent should buffer log data before sending it to CloudWatch logs. The log stream name. This log stream name parameter specifies the name of the log stream that will be used to send log data to CloudWatch logs. And this initial position parameter specify where the agent should start reading the log file. Okay, so in this state, it will start reading the file from the start of the file. And then lastly, the log parameter, the log group name parameter specifies the name of the log group that will be used to store the log. All right, so line. And this second line, this section of configuration file specifies the log data that should be used to collect from the nginx error log file. Alright, so these parameters are actually similar with this one I just explained. So basically you have, so in this log group name, instead of having access log, we have error log here. Okay, so this is for errors we'll get from this nginx web server to be stored here. All right, so the next thing I'll do, I'll just save this file, exclamation mark, and I'll press enter, and this has been saved. So having done this, to activate the new configuration, I'll need to stop and start this AWS logs day. So to do that, all I need to do is to type systemctl stop AWS logs D, press enter, and it has been stopped. And I will start it again. Systemctl. Oh, this is okay. Press enter, and I've started it again. Please do this because we actually need to do this so that you can get it activated. So the next thing I might need to reboot. This instance. All I need to do is just to type reboot and it will be repeated. Okay, so having done this now, let's go over to the console, and first of all I'll grab the IP address, the public IP address of this instance, and let's check our web server, the website, and to actually confirm that it is running, and then I'll take you to CloudWatch to see what is happening over there. This is my AWS console. I'll refresh this page. Alright, so I will select this instance and I will copy the public IPv4 address, go over to my to my browser, and I will paste this. Amazing. So this is our website. Okay, and remember we got this installed when we use the user data in our EC2 instance. All right, so the next thing I'll be showing you is to, I'll take you to CloudWatch and show you the logs and everything we've configured. So this is my CloudWatch, and here I will click on logs. This is actually the one I showed you before, the first one that was created, which was /var/log/messages. So this one, as you can see, too, has been added. That is access log and error log. First of all, let me take you to access log, scroll down, and this is the log stream. I'll click on it. Awesome, we actually have a lot of logs here. Okay, this is the log stream, and to show you the other one, the error log, I'll click on this log stream, and that is the error logs for this website. In summary, the access log entry I just showed you contains information about the request made to our website, including details such as the IP address of the client, the timestamp of the request, the HTTP method used, the URL path, the HTTP status code returned by the server, etc. And the error log stream actually contains information about errors that have occurred on the web server. These errors may include issues such as client requests that could not be fulfilled, the server errors such as the 500 internal server error, etc. The error log can be useful in identifying and troubleshooting issues with the web server and its application. I will go back to the logs and I will show you the IP address, the timestamp, the HTTP method used that the log stream will actually record. This is my CloudWatch. I'll click on logs group again to open this access log. I'll click on it. Great, so let me open one of the lines here, and as you can see get HTTP 1.1 200, and when you see 200 code, you know that your server is accessible, right? So this is the IP address of the client actually that will make the request. We have the timestamp and everything. So with these logs you can actually monitor the performance, know what is going on in your web server and all. And coming over to this place, going back to see the error log, this one will actually record all the errors in your web server. Okay, so with this we've actually come to the end of this hands-on tutorial. I believe you understood and you're able to follow along. Please, if you have any question, don't forget to leave a comment on this video and ask any question you have. Ensure you subscribe, hit on the notification bell to get updates or notified each time I publish a new video. I'll be publishing more hands-on video very soon, so you don't want to miss that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.